Hey guys, Jonah here, back with a beer review, and yeah, been an interesting kind of day, very non-productive, but um, yeah, it's come to the point when I think I should have a beer, and this is another supermarket beer, and it's interesting because it's a single hop beer. It's Salt Surge or Sergey with Citra. It's a Citra IPA. It's a hazy beer at 4.5. It's obviously a big can. Um, yeah, interesting. Let's see. It's got some information on here. Duh, 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 duh. This is talking about salt itself. So I'm not going to read that as I usually do because I can't be bothered really. But if you want to read that, do a screenshot. And here's the bit I'm interested in, Serge or Sergey. With its distinct and intense citrus character, one of America's biggest hitting hops. It is the biggest in the world, not just America. Brewed with bags of citrus, this unique hop provides our namesake with super juicy tropical fruit, aroma and flavour, interwoven notes of mango, guava, and lychee. Interesting. Heavily dry hopped. Blah 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 blah. Interesting, because Citra, I'm wondering if what I have thought about Citra has been slightly different. And obviously, my first Citra beer, and this is no word of a lie, was back in the 1990s. Um, so like it's it's like probably 30 years ago. And in those days, Citra was literally grass. That's what it meant. Sort of grassy type aromas and tastes mainly. And it was in a lot of pale ales that were made in the UK. This was probably before um, the big wave of American IPA happened, or maybe it was happening in America, but it definitely wasn't happening over here yet. I just want to show you it's got a black top. Um, but I very much suspect that Citra, and when we're talking about Citra, we're talking about all the different Citra products, so cryo hops and hop oils and weird things like that, and the interactions they're having with different yeasts, um, has basically created new flavors or accessed new flavors within the Citra hop. Really, really interesting how things develop over time. Anyway, let's see what we get. Glass beer, glass beer. And this is a hazy, so I'm just going to chuck it in. It's meant to be hazy. I called it an IPA, and it's only 4%, so it's a pale ale in my book. That is not an IPA. Boom, there we go. Lovely looking beer. Look at that head. Well over a finger's head. There's old Serge. Serge. Boom. And we're getting that kind of fruity thing. In fact, if someone gave me this and just said this is a single hop, I probably wouldn't say citrus. It does have that greenness. It's got a bit of lemon and lime in there too, but in essence, there's a lot of tropical stuff going on there. But it does, when you descend into it, it does have that green, that hedgerow. It's quite sweet. So this beer has a residual sweetness that's obviously coming on the nose because I haven't tried it yet. But yeah, it does have that forest, borderline kind of dank thing going on. Let's see what we get. Cheers and beers. If you're new to the channel, think about subscribing, click like, all the jazz for YouTube. interesting, very interesting. Because I'm saying that because it has got quite a lot of the high notes there. It is a bit too sweet for me, I have to say. There's a good deal of bitterness in there, so it's reasonably well balanced, but they've left it a bit too sweet. If they'd let the yeast go for a bit longer and it had got up to 5% instead of 4.5%, I think that would have been better. Especially when you're calling it an IPA. I know, you're calling it a hazy IPA, but IPA in my brain has a connotation of kind of bitterness. And there is some in there, but it's too balanced basically. IPA should be slightly more bitter. What I mean in that sentence is because we're getting the kind of lemon, lime, that type of thing coming through, when you're mixing with the sweetness, it just comes out like a lemon barley sugar. Just yeah, just weird. Um, Initially, I was getting some high notes as well. They were talking, where's it say here, guava and lychee and stuff. Yeah, I kind of am getting that, and I suspect that whatever yeast they're using or whatever process they're using in making this beer, maybe they're adding some enzymes to it. I don't know. Has made some of those higher notes, some of those what I call whiter notes, the bits up top, the top notes, are making those more available to the yeast, which is a really interesting aspect of beer making that people are they've been looking at for a few years, but it's really full on science based. There's definitely oats and some wheat, I would imagine, in here. Maybe we'll look on the ingredients. Is it in that depth? It is. It's on the other side. Oh, there we go. Barley, oats, and wheat. Yeah, I thought so. Yeah, sorry I put a cut in that film. I'm going to put it at the end of the video because that focus from my Logitech camera, shout out to Logitech, was absolutely rubbish. Amazing. Anyway, oats and wheat, which I knew, not as kind of opaque as perhaps other beers of late have been. But yeah, this is still not to my tastes. It's far too watery and weak and low in alcohol. Nothing wrong with that, but for this particular style, no, it's not on style at all. As a single hop, I'm glad they've done it as an experiment. Let's call this an experiment, dear viewer. But I don't think this is a true representation of Citra as a hop. That's weird. The green side of that can focused really, really quickly. Unbelievable. Anyway, I'll finish this beer off and you guys can be on your way. Oh. As I say, not a bad beer at all. If you're into those kind of more fruity, light beers, yeah, not too bad at all. I'd like to be slapped with a wet kipper sometimes. And yeah, just leaves a bad taste in my mouth that they're calling it an IPA when this is not an IPA at all. Um, is it a session IPA? Whatever the hell that means, the oxymoron that is a session IPA. Um, No, I don't think it's a good version of that either. Like I say, it's too sweet, too watery. The mouthfeel is not really there. The only good thing is it's a single hop beer done in an interesting way. Um, but they haven't really said how they've done it, which is a real shame. Um, I expect to be Citra to be a bit more kind of dank. Um, yeah, this is a little bit too sweet for my liking, but I'm really glad to have tried this beer. Salt is pretty good brewery, but yeah, this one a bit meh for me. If you disagree, let me know down in the comments. I will answer whatever you have said. This has been Uncle Jonah. Hopefully you've enjoyed the video. Please take care of yourself. Take care of each other. And I'll be back with another beer review. That's coming up real soon. Pretty sure. Come on, dear viewer. Give me the channel the positive vibes so we can read what this fucker says. Why is it not focusing? Come on. Oh, you fucking motherfucking cunt. Focus on that fucker. Jesus Christ. The fuck? My God. Can you focus, please? What is going on? Why are you not focusing?